Okay, I'm trying to fix my camera on YouTube. It went funky here. I'll just do that. Okay, because nobody's been in the YouTubes tonight, which is interesting. But hello, if you were just joining us, 3-0 win. This is like worst framing on YouTube. I don't know how to fix that. Okay, now it's going. Anyway, hello, hi, 3-0 win over Italy. It was the Rose Lavelle show for most of it. I thought she was fantastic. Moultrie, I thought, had a great night as well. I don't get the Joseph call-up. I do get the Joseph call-up. I just don't think we saw anything tonight that would lead us to that. But she came into the game pretty late. Foxy hit flow state. Bit of a tongue twister inadvertently, but yeah, she was great. She's always great though. I think she's fantastic. Really good night from her. Solid defending as usual. But it's not even noteworthy anymore because she's that good. That's just how this goes. Other folks who I thought were pretty strong, like I said, Olivia Moultrie I thought was strong. I thought it was a good night from Kat Macario too. And that first Kat Macario goal, that whole thing opened up because of Rose Lavelle's off the ball run. It was really nice. It was really nice. So very good night for all of them. I was fine with Lily Reel. I don't think that left side got quite as much work as one would have wanted just to keep things tested. The second half looked much better, but I think Italy didn't quite once that third goal happened, I think they kind of seemed defeated, but not a lot of chances or chance generation from Italy. They kind of lost what was working for them before. Where does Heaps fit? I don't know. Yeah, Gurma insane. Yeah, that was I literally just said this in the video that I posted in my recap. If you ever had to argue to someone that this is the best defender in the world, you show them that clip of the first half. That was nuts. That was nuts. I'm sitting there and I'm watching it because she's so beat, right? Because she was, and that's the downside with having both of your center backs push up like that, so that they're that far into the half, right? Is that there's space where an attacker can just sit. And especially if they're going to play a counter, you're exposed there. And the attacker was both faster than her and already had a few steps on her. So it was shit, I didn't know what she was going to do. I'm I've never actually seen Naomi Gurma exposed in a moment like that. And I'm going, is she the kind of player that fouls? What does she do? No, she just manages to put the pressure on so that she pushes her outside, has enough room to get in and then do something. It was crazy. Absolutely crazy. Katerina Macario was insane. It's a me, Macario. I did it for you. There you go. But yeah, no, she was great tonight too. Really strong night. Nice goals. I loved Triple Emily. There you go. I thought Weezer was nice, but it was also, it's hard to say, right? She came on when this game was already put to bed. But I thought she looked nice. No, you weren't seeing things. Sam's did have the captain's armband. I think that was just a nod to it being in Orlando, and obviously the crowd kind of bullied Emma into subbing her on. So yeah, I almost never see Naomi sprint because she's always one step ahead. Yeah, no, I mean you don't have to, right? That was that was the first time I've ever seen her exposed. The first time I've ever seen it, and look at what she did. Insane behavior. Let's see. I don't understand Sam's for Gurma versus Sonnet. I didn't either. Well, thank you for the kind words. I appreciate that. And if you agree with me, you probably have good ball knowledge too. So, yeah, there were lots of Emily's. It was a good, listen, this was a good night. It was a good night for everybody. I thought this was a strong showing. I'm really curious to hear from the folks in my comments who, are always hating on whoever it is that we have a friendly scheduled against and how none of these friendlies mean anything and they don't challenge us and blah, blah, blah. Because, I'm of two minds of it. One of which is that I don't actually think Italy's that good. I'm going to be honest. I think Italy, I think Italy had a really strong match against England, but the rest of the tournament, I wasn't really impressed with Italy. And it killed me as a Swede because had our England game not gone sideways, I think we would have run away with it. But, so I think that's fair. But also you can't tell me that we need a stronger friendly opponent. And here we are playing a team that was in a semifinal of the Euros a few months ago. Even if I don't think they were the strongest semifinalists, but they were. That's the nature of it. So anyway, I'm curious about those folks. Did you see improvement from Hutton and Coffey after the half? No, not really. And it wasn't, because again, I don't think it was a personnel issue. I think they're being told to play that way. And it's just a strategic issue with a team that is pretty good on the transition, like Italy is. If you don't let your double pivot sit in the spot where they're supposed to block the transition and slow that down, then what's the point? You're just asking them to push into the attack. And you can do that if it's a true low block. And you can do that when you have Naomi Gurma. But they were strong enough on the transition, they were giving us trouble. So, and without Naomi Girma, I do think you're down 2-1 at halftime. So, almost beat England in set semi. They did. Exactly. So, look, I just wasn't that impressed with a lot of the Euros this summer. So I think that's a whole different conversation, though. But you can't say go find a harder opponent because that's pretty much what you can find. Thoughts on Johannes? Why? Why do you sub her in to play her at the 10? She was good, but she's great at the 8. And I do think the midfield had a very different look with her there and a little more stability. But that's because she's going to sit back a little more naturally. But I just don't. Why are we trying to do that? That's the second time I've seen Emma play her there, and I don't get it. You have so many 10s. Why? You don't have that many 8s. You really don't have that many 8s. Stop trying to make her a 10. Why? Just so that we can fight over whether she should be called up too? Forget it. Good God. Do you think the Real Thompson connection is not there? I thought Real looked fine, not Thompson. Wasn't Thompson's strongest night for me? And you're not going to see the same connection the way that they're being asked to play. Because the way they're being asked to play is in possession, Real essentially drops back in and is almost a third center back. So you're getting kind of that 3-back vibe. So, and Thompson's still got to be up there flowing with everybody else. So they're by design not connecting. So that's really not on them. It's very few things tonight can I say were on a player. My criticisms are really more about the tactics and what the team is being asked to do. Because I just think some of this stuff, a better team is going to expose you in the transition there. I really think this could have been trouble against a couple of other teams. Japan would have ripped us to shreds. You play that way against Japan? No. We would have been down so fast against Japan doing what we were doing tonight in the first half. So I just don't like it. Coffee might be our best midfielder right now, and that's insane. I think she's good. So I don't know if I'd say she's our best midfielder right now. She could be. I think it's in the conversation. And you're right. That's not necessarily what you should think of with that. But I don't know. I think she's underrated personally. Thompson's been on vacation the last 3 games. It's not flowing for me right now. The decision making on when to dribble versus when to pass is not there for me right now. So we'll see if she gets it back. Yeah, Coffee's a grade 6. I agree. I just don't think she's how do I put it? She's not exciting, right? And that's the problem with being a grade 6. It's unless you're a Julie Ertz, it's not an exciting position. You only really know when it's going bad. So, any favorite center back pairing with Germa from what we've seen this year? I want a tall girl. I'm so sick of no tall girls. That's my big thing. So it's Tierna when she's healthy, and I haven't gotten to see Germa pair with anybody tall. But our set piece defending again was a liability today. Give me a tall girl. What do you think about Thompson and Moultrie on the wings? I think Moultrie's been fantastic. She's been so much better at the wing than I thought she was going to be. So I think she's been great. Alyssa, I'm not really sure why the decision making is not there. I don't know if Emma is leaving her in to try to force her way through that to get that sorted. But I don't know why she's getting so many minutes right now. Let's see. Claire is great at getting the ball back defensively. Agree. Could be great against harder teams. I think she's strong. I think Jalen Hall's a better ball winner, but maybe we'll see her next game. I think we're going to see my Nightmare Fuel lineup on Monday. I do. I'll do a video of my Nightmare Fuel lineup, and it's just more. It's Nightmare Fuel for Jalen Howell because of what it's going to ask Jalen Howell to do. So final score was 3-0. One stop by Germa on that breakaway. It was brilliant. That Germa stop was, again, that's the tape. You want to show somebody why she's the best defender in the world. That is the tape. I love Emma Hayes. I'm going to be critical. Listen, I think she's as good of a coach as you're going to get. She still makes some decisions that are mind-boggling to me. And, folks that were Chelsea fans when she coached there, that was the case there as well. Sometimes you get a decision where you're just why? So let's see. I want to see Croy next game, but I'm biased. Of course you want to see Croy next game. Everybody wants to see Croy next game. She's fun to watch. But you're and you know what? Like I said, I think my Nightmare Fuel lineup is you're gonna get Croy, and you're gonna get Heaps, and you're gonna get Howell, and that's going to be your midfield. And we'll see how that goes. It's gonna be a nightmare. Let's see. What about Tara McKeon? I think she's great with Germa. I'm not as high on her. I like her attacking ability. That's my favorite thing about her. I think her attacking ability is great. I find her positioning a little bit. I think she's got some work to do there. I'm sorry, Washington Spirit fans. I know y'all are big fans, and I do think it's crazy how far she's come in such a short time. But she's got a lot of work to do. Howell is going to have to play the defensive roles of three midfielders because their partners are going to be cones. Yeah, no, that's the thing. But I would almost bet money that's what we're going to get on Monday. And I feel so bad for Jalen Howell because I don't know who besides maybe Julie Ertz in her prime could make that work. Oh, and then she'll probably get a center back pairing that doesn't involve Naomi Gurma just to make it worse. Poor Jalen Howell. Why do you think Casey Murphy was ousted? It's just form. I think her footwork was always an issue, and that's hard in the modern game. You really want somebody that's strong with the footwork. And then her shot stopping just fell off a little bit. She hasn't had the best season. She wasn't starting in North Carolina by the end even. So I don't know. It's hard. People hit weird. Being a goalkeeper is just so tough. It's such a rough mental thing, and you can have sometimes one little thing gets in your head and you just start spinning a little bit. So it's a really tough go. Jane Campbell, similarly, the footwork I think was kind of the downfall. But and I also think size. I just think which is funny because Casey Murphy has all the size, right? I think that position is moving bigger. Is Cooper injured? Yeah. Cooper's injured. Let's see. All right, y'all. Foxy consistent queen as always. Yeah, she's great. She's just I never have any criticism. She's great. Do you think Triple Espresso will start when back healthy? I don't think they're all going to be healthy at the same time. I don't think this is going to be an issue. Why did Laval and Horan work well together in the midfield in 2019? They didn't really. Well, and also Lindsay back in 2019, would sit back more. She was doing less of the vibesy thing that she does now, which, there's a couple reasons she plays like that. One, it's really great for her club team. Two, that's just where she's at physically, I think, at this point. 2019, Lindsay was playing a different style of midfield than she's playing now. But even then, I think, there's a reason that choice was always between Lindsay and Sam Mewis was getting the starts. So, the Emma Hayes decision I don't like. I mean, the biggest one I don't like, it was, why did you summon Lily Johannes at the 10? That's what I didn't like today. I didn't like, I don't care for this style of play that is this fluid. This style of play that is this level of fluid where you're sending both of your defensive midfielders forward and you're just leaving two defenders, but even they're pushed way up. It's you're going to get exposed on that transition, man. You just are. Unless that team really has nobody and you're dealing with a true low block, you don't need to do all that. Lily's an 8. Lily's an 8. It's very simple. Let's see. Yeah, Sam Mewis could have. I would give Sam Mewis my knee. Honestly, it's just so sad. Let's see. What do you want to see more of from Hayes? I mean, I'd like to see us. I think we're all about the fluidity and the creativity and how do we unlock these players, and that's great because what you saw tonight was a really fun performance from Rose Lavelle and Kat Macario. I think that stuff's all really important in the attack, but I just think we're getting a little bit too cutesy with the fluidity and not having enough defensive structure. We don't regain organization and true structure fast enough, and that's a problem. Because again, you've got Naomi Gurma, so she can make up for that. But if you don't have Naomi Gurma, you're conceding goals. There would have been goals conceded tonight without Naomi Gurma. Not a close question in my mind. And that's because we don't have structure as a team defensively when we lose the ball. That's and I don't know if that's what they're being asked to do. I don't know if they're getting something new, but that is the problem. And that's what I'd like to see change is our defensive structure, not just our back line, but also our back line. But as a team, we don't get into a shape quick enough to move consistently with our press. And better teams are going to expose us on that. Let's see. Any additional debuts you'd be interested in seeing? I mean, they're not really debuts. It's more like revisits. I'd like to see us revisit a couple players. Tiffany, thank you for the roses. Appreciate you. Do you have a tall girl defender in mind? I'm on the Eva Gattino hype train. I think she needs a little more time. It's been a little as she's learned the position, but she's got the size, she's got the speed, like she's got all the things that you need, you know. Why did Italy look so flat? I don't think Italy's that good. Sorry. Like, and I heard when Julie Foudy's going on and on about like Girelli and like Julie, I was just like, did you watch them over the summer, Julie? I can tell you didn't. Like, because first of all, Girelli is for me the key to like Italy playing the way that Italy likes to play. But she was talking about like the missing Girelli, and I'm like, Girelli and I are the same age. Like, Girelli can't go 90 anymore. So that's kind of issue one. And then she's talking about like how we didn't see like the explosiveness from Cantori this game. And I'm like, I didn't see it this summer. I've seen it with Washington Spirit. I know she's very good. But it was just like, God, yeah, Julie, like tell me you didn't watch the tournament this summer without telling me. It was terrible. Julie equals Romo. No, like to be fair, Julie doesn't try to do like anytime I listen to Tony Romo, I'm so annoyed now. It was funny like the first season, he'd be like, that's what they're gonna do. And now it's like they all know he's just kind of it's over. Maddie Delhi shout out. Come play left back. To her family and friends. Why can't the US play top 10 or 5 European competition? Because the Nations League has ruined it all. Like Sweden and France had a Nations League thing this time. Obviously, Germany and England do. Like it's just the Nations League has made this objectively difficult. And I know there's some people who disagree that that's not the case and say like we could make this work and other countries are making this work. It's just hard. It's made it. You cannot tell me it hasn't made it markedly more difficult that tournament takes up so many other windows. Do you think she should revisit Hal Hirschfeld or that she should? I am higher on Jalen Howell, who she's revisited, and I'm higher on Taylor Flint than I am on Hal Hirschfeld. But I think, I think she should be in the conversation. I don't think she's going to be revisited at this point. What's the plan between now and the World Cup to narrow a team of 11 used to playing together? I think once World Cup qualification starts, you're going to have, this is our lineup. And that'll adjust based on who's available and what it is. But I think once we start with World Cup qualifying, probably the camp right before qualifying, that will be when we start solidifying it 100%. Like I think you're seeing the roster is solidifying now. I don't think the roster is going to change that much. But who is actually starting and what that looks like is going to be solidifying going to that. Do I think Torton will get a call up? I think she's close. I think she's an interesting player that provides some things that this team does not currently have. So I think she's close. When does World Cup qualification start? I said I was going to look that up, and then that goal came so fast that I did not look that up, but it starts next year. I don't know specifically what window it is. Do you think we see Triple Espresso come back into the roster? Yes, but I don't think they all start together. I don't think you're going to see them all healthy same time. So, what players do you think would benefit from moving to a different club team? Honestly, like Jenna Neiswanger was great. I think she just needed to learn how to defend. So I think she should have stayed in the NWSL, gone to a team that has a need at that position, and learned to defend. Frankly, I think Portland could have been really good for her. But, that didn't happen for her. So October and November is World Cup qualifying, and it's single elimination. Let's see. Torton is a goal scorer, yeah. What do I think about Johannes? At the 8. Don't play her at the 10. I think Johannes is the future at the 8. We have not seen anyone that good at the 8 since Sam Mewis. Sam Mewis is literally the only person that comes to mind that is like in that realm. And Sam Mewis is the best 8 we've seen. So that's my thoughts on Lily Johannes. Me official, she's got to get minutes at club. She's not getting minutes at club. So until we see that, I think she's going to miss the cycle. And that's a bummer because I think that may mean like it's hard. That age timing is going to get funky for her. So I think me official may have some trouble here if she doesn't get going like at the beginning of 2026. That's going to be rough. Do I think AT did better in the second half? Not really. I don't think she had a good game. And I don't know why we're giving her quite so many minutes, but I love her. Miss her very much at Angel City. All right, y'all, we are going to call it because I still have some Thanksgiving cleaning to do. And this has been super fun. I will see you all Monday. We will do the same thing. I'll make a video with my Nightmare Fuel lineup just so that anybody who missed this can, give me your feedback, and we'll see if I end up being right. So anyway, it was good seeing y'all, and enjoy the rest of your night. Let's fucking go. Okay, and YouTube, there's nobody here today. This is super weird. Anyway, bye.